Imagine waking up one morning to find your savings gone, your job uncertain, and the world around you gripped by fear. This isn't just a nightmare, it was reality for millions during the Great Depression. But here's the twist. While most people lost hope, a handful of individuals saw opportunity where others saw only disaster. They didn't just survive. They built the foundations of fortunes that still echo today. The lessons they learned aren't just for history books, they're for you, right now in a world that feels more uncertain than ever. Let's be honest, most of us think billionaires are just born lucky, or that they have some secret formula we'll never access. But the truth is, many of the world's richest people built their wealth by making smart decisions when times were hardest. The Great Depression was the ultimate test. Stocks crashed, banks failed, and the future looked hopeless. But the people who came out on top didn't have superpowers. They had perspective, discipline, and a willingness to act when everyone else was paralyzed by fear. Take John D. Rockefeller. He was already wealthy when the crash hit, but he didn't panic. Instead, he famously said, "Depressions have come and gone. Prosperity has always returned and will again." While others sold in a frenzy, Rockefeller looked for bargains. He understood that panic is temporary, but value endures. He bought quality assets at rock-bottom prices, knowing that the world would eventually recover. The lesson here? When everyone else is running away, sometimes the smartest move is to walk calmly toward opportunity. Or look at Sir John Templeton. As a young man, he watched the world fall apart. But instead of hiding, he made an incredibly bold move. During World War II, he bought shares in every single company that was trading for less than $1. His philosophy was simple: the time of maximum pessimism is the best time to buy. Templeton's contrarian mindset, doing the opposite of the crowd, became the foundation of his billions. He didn't wait for things to feel safe. He acted when others were afraid. But it wasn't just about buying low. The Great Depression taught future billionaires the critical importance of diversification and risk management. Many people who lost everything had bet too heavily on a single stock, a single industry, or even a single bank. Those who survived spread their bets, kept cash reserves, and avoided risky leverage. They learned that no matter how good things seem, disaster can strike without warning. Warren Buffett, who grew up during the tail end of the Depression, still keeps billions in cash and famously warns, "Only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked." In other words, always be prepared for the unexpected. When everyone else is overextended and borrowing heavily, the person with cash on hand is king. They can survive the downturn and scoop up assets from those who are forced to sell. The Depression also revealed the sheer power of adaptability. While old, established industries crumbled, new ones rose from the ashes. J. Paul Getty, for example, saw a massive opportunity in oil and doubled down on it. Others invested in emerging technologies, new infrastructure projects, and the growing consumer goods sector. They understood that every crisis creates winners and losers. The key to survival and success is to adapt, pivot, and invest in the future, not the past. You can't just hold on to what worked yesterday. You have to see where the world is going tomorrow, so let's bring this home. What does all of this mean for you today? First, cultivate patience. The market will always have its ups and downs, but history shows that those who stay the course are rewarded. Don't let short-term panic drive your long-term decisions. Panicking and selling at the bottom is the surest way to lock in losses. Second, be contrarian when it counts. This doesn't mean blindly going against the grain all the time. It means that when you see widespread fear and panic, instead of joining in, you should start looking for value. The best opportunities often appear when fear is at its absolute peak. As Warren Buffett also says, be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Third, diversify. This is financial advice as old as time, but it's more important than ever. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, no matter how tempting it seems. Spread your investments across different sectors, different asset classes like stocks, bonds, and real estate, and maybe even different geographies. And always keep some cash on hand for emergencies, or for seizing those rare opportunities when they arise. That cash is your safety net and your war chest. Fourth, embrace change. The world is constantly evolving, and the next great fortunes will be made by those who spot new trends and adapt quickly. Look at the rise of artificial intelligence, renewable energy, or biotechnology. The industries of the future are being built today. Don't be afraid to learn about them and invest in them. The ability to unlearn old rules and learn new ones is a superpower. But here's the real secret, the one that ties everything together. Resilience is as much about your mindset as it is about your money. The billionaires of the Great Depression didn't just survive because they had resources. They survived because they had perspective. They understood that every crisis is temporary, that true value endures, and that fortune favors the prepared mind. They had an unwavering belief in the future, even when the present looked bleak. Think about your own life. Maybe you're worried about the next recession, or you've recently seen your investments drop. Maybe you're just starting out on your financial journey and wondering if you'll ever get ahead. The lessons from the Great Depression are directly for you. Stay patient, stay diversified, look for opportunity in adversity, and never, ever stop learning. Because the next crisis will come, that's a guarantee. And when it does, those who remember the lessons of the past will be the ones ready to shape the future. So the next time you see headlines screaming about market crashes or hear your friends panicking about the economy, take a deep breath. Remember that the world's greatest fortunes were not built in times of comfort and stability. They were forged in times of chaos and uncertainty. The difference between those who thrive and those who merely survive isn't luck. It's the ability to see beyond the immediate fear, to act with discipline, and to believe that tomorrow can be better than today. If you take just one thing from the billionaires who lived through the Great Depression, let it be this. Don't let fear make your decisions for you. Let history be your guide, and let resilience be your strategy. Because the next chapter of your financial story is still unwritten, and you have the power to make it a story of strength, wisdom, and lasting success. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, please give it a like and subscribe for more content that helps you build a stronger financial future. See you in the next video.